Nyesu Wike should not talk about him. Why will he, first and foremost, had an interview that has to do with Nyesu Wike? If he doesn't want anybody to talk back at him, you too, you don't need to talk to somebody. You don't need to talk about somebody. For goodness sake, you conduct an interview with a presidential a candidate who contested election with a aggrieved person. In this context, let's address Nyesu Wike as an aggrieved person. And at this point, he have every right to express himself politely or negatively. And you are the one that conducted the interview. And somebody was not there when you conducted the interview, as in to talk to the both party at the same time. And the person finally have an opportunity to address the press. First, the person said that you did not, ask some intelligent question you needed to have asked your guest that article lies against him. For me, the much I should expect Ruben Abati to say on his own interview is to invite Wike. No, you said in my interview there were several lies against you. Please, can you come and defend yourself? Can you talk? Let Nigeria hear your own version of the story. And again, I also saw a tribalics, sentimental politics on Ruben Abati, because I have never seen, just like now I am having an interview with you. You are interjecting. If I use the wrong words, you will stop me and guide, because you are the one that is anchoring the program. Everybody watch that. Even the guest, whether Abati was the guest on that morning show or he is the one that anchored that program, he was given 6 to 7 minutes to address only Nyesu Wike, whereas the governor of Rivers State was not there in the show as in to defend himself. This is unprofessional. And nobody interject him, nobody correct him, nobody call him to order. They allowed him to finish his abuse, his insult on somebody who came after his first interview with Atiku to defend himself.
No, you're talking about allowing him to finish his up. You already know that this is human. He probably felt insulted by saying that he didn't ask intelligent questions. Being a professional with his years of experience, he probably felt that was a slap on his person and his integrity.
For me, who is a regular appearance in television and radio station, I do know that when you appear on television station, there are some certain words you want to use, and the station will not permit you to do that, because they anchor the program, they preside the discussion. The point I am making is for him to be using some of those assassination of character languages as against somebody who is not there physically to defend himself. I expected those who anchor the program, to stop him or to guide him. But on this case, that he was given an opportunity to finish all the embarrassment before the discussion continued. That is what I refer to be unprofessional. Nobody dispute the fact that Ruben Abati is not a professional journalist. Nobody dispute that fact. It's just like you take your matter to court and you have a lawyer, the other person is a lawyer. To some extent, you won your case and you are saying, no, that lawyer doesn't know how to do his case. You have the right of your own opinion, but when it has to do with appearing in a public space, there is rules and regulations that governs when you appear on a program. Somebody need to be checkmated. Why giving him that longer time to finish embarrassment on somebody? He just opened a war, because I'm not speaking for Wike. I'm speaking as a public observer.
It's all right. Thank you very much. Let's just move away from that and look at that on telecom sector. Nigeria to use locally produced SIM cards as federal government announces ban on importation. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, on Monday announced the ban on the importation of SIM cards in Nigeria. The minister made the announcement while speaking with newsmen at the Nigerian Telecommunications Indigenous Content Expo (NTICE), organized by the Nigerian Office for Developing Indigenous Telecom Sector, NODITS, of the Nigerian Communications Commission (NTC) in Lagos. Pantami said Africa's biggest country should not be importing things that could be produced within. He said, let me make it clear that the federal government will no longer tolerate the importation of SIM cards. We are now producing them in Nigeria. Our aim is to increase indigenous content in the ICT sector so that by 2025, we will be self-reliant by at least 80%. Pantami urged stakeholders and citizens to support government efforts to boost local patronage and consumption. If we do this, history will be kind to all of us. The professor of cybersecurity added. Now recall that in June, Pantami informed the public that the Buhari administration had established a SIM card manufacturing plant in Lagos. The facility, built with private sector support, has a capacity to produce 200 million cards annually and also exports them to other African countries. Well, for me, I think this is a good one, but Amon, let's get your opinion on this. What's your take, first of all, on the move to produce SIM cards locally?
Oh, well, that is a good one. Kudos to Nigerian. It is best for local production and consumption by a certain people. You know, it makes life easier. It makes life easy, and it makes everybody working so hard um, to reduce unemployment rates in a country. You know, when people promote their own products and all that, I think for me it's a welcome development. The only concern there is if the minister in his statement say that we need to produce a minimum of 200 million annually
Yeah.
SIM card in Nigeria. He wouldn't have go further to say that so that they can also export them to other country. If you said you are not going to import, you too, you don't need to export them. So you would have left that open so that if we produce enough, the nature we call for other countries to come and get it from us, because other people will take it from there. Other Africa will say, oh, so if you say that you don't want to import, you are expecting us to come and import from you and all that. That is the only drama aspect of
No,
it.
no,
If
no,
not,
no, no.
it's a welcome
I think you're
development.
getting it wrong. Now, let's look at it this way. We are important, or rather, we have been important from other countries. And now we have the privilege of creating our own, manufacturing our own. Don't you think it's going to be a plus on our country if we can at least meet our immediate needs and also the needs of other neighboring countries?
I have agreed with that. I just said here that it's a welcome development. It will also reduce unemployment because we are the one producing. So a lot of people will be employed if we can be producing up to 200 million annually. Now the point I'm making, I said he wouldn't have further stated that we will produce up to this so that we can export it to that people, because what you don't need, you shouldn't give it to
No,
other
no, no,
person.
but you agree that there are other countries who do not have the capacity at the moment to manufacture
That
theirs. They
should
are
be
still
left
in.
for us. That should be left for us. For me, he has the right to. I'm just looking from as a rational thinker. You know, if you're saying there is tune of politicking the achievement of Nigeria that we want to be producing local SIM card. It's okay for us. There's no problem about it. But my concern is when he now move further to now say that we will now be the one to export reactions to other people. For the people that you have already stopped importing from them, invariably you have already, stopped having business with them. You have already stopped having business with them. So for now, they will be having some bad luck and some challenges in their business, and you are now privatizing or advertising your own product for other people to buy. It will also cause, it will also call for another reaction from other people and all that. For me, he would have left that sentence. Nigeria can now produce minimum of 200 local SIM card for Nigeria use, and if need be for any other country that need assistance, please they should seek for Nigeria for exportation. That's fine, but nothing wrongs about Nigeria producing local SIM card.
All right, thank you very much. But I still believe that it's a very good thing for Nigeria to want to begin exportation if we can actually produce in that quantity. We'll just go on a short break right now. When we come back, we'll continue with the conversations.
Meet the people making the difference in our time on ATN Icons. Here, we present you legends celebrated for their heroism in different fields and serve as role models today. ATN Icons, showing every Sunday 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Atlantic Television Network, StarTimes DTH channel 194, ATN Live on Google App Store, Facebook Atlantic Television Network, YouTube Atlantic Television Network, Instagram Atlantic TV Network, Twitter Atlantic TV Net. For sponsorship 0810-634-1777. ATN Icons, celebrating the giants of our time.
The people, the candidates, the party, the campaigns. What really makes an election year? Enough of the rhetorics. It's time for issue-based politics. 2023 elections. Who are the candidates? What do you know about them? Take a seat, relax, and join us for the 2023 elections on Atlantic Television Network, StarTimes, DTH, channel 194, or ATN Live on Google Play Store and all our social media platforms. Twitter is at Atlantic TV Net. Facebook and YouTube is at Atlantic Television Network. On Instagram is at Atlantic TV Network. Elections 2023 from Mondays to Fridays at 8 p.m. Election 2023. We the people have a stake.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing. You human trafficker. Honorable
They are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
into the country illegally. That is amazing. Honorables, you human trafficker. Honorables, you are a human trafficker.
Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. And we have just joining us Dr. Lawrence Bekwele DK. Thank you for coming. You're welcome. So before we went on that break, we were talking about the announcement by the communications minister yesterday that the federal government is going to ban the importation of SIM cards because the country now has a facility that can manufacture at least 200 million SIM cards per annum. And so we're just looking at that. Do you think, okay, first of all, it's a good thing that we have a facility that can deal with it, but for now, we do not have the manufacturing at the moment, and they've already placed a ban on it. What's your take on that?
Well, I think it's very simple. It's a good thing that we've come to realize that we have the potential to drive this change. Producing SIM card in Nigeria is worthwhile because it's going to create so much platform to create employment, stabilize the system among others. But I think that we should just set the car before the horse. You know, Nigeria has a challenge that we need to actually address. That we must always dialogue before design. What I'm saying is that we must be able to at least look for a better alternative before we come with a policy that will affect the duality of our people. Before the ban, can we at least begin to produce? Okay, can we at least begin to produce SIM card? As I said, the minister should talk to various stakeholders about all that and be able to at least provide some interventionist measures for those who are yet to acquire SIM card and all that. But apart from that, it's indeed very worthwhile. We should be able to produce our SIM card here. I also hear about a new tariff in calls and all that.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that we don't have a proper tax system, but I think that we should be able to take it systematically. There must be dialogue before design. We should be able to talk to ourselves in the event that it doesn't work, because you definitely need to test the market before you mass produce. So we should take one at a time. Apart from that, it's fine. Nigeria is big enough. We're technologically aware to be able to produce our SIM card.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much. You talked about the tax, and let's just look at that now. The communications minister yesterday said he is not aware of the tax, of the imposition of that tax, or rather the planned imposition of that tax. And so he said that he's going to meet the federal government and they are going to talk about it because it cannot work considering the time. He said that the time for that tax is not right and that things are already difficult on Nigerians. The sector is already producing 7%, and adding an extra on it, it's not going to be too well. So what's your take? Now, looking at the time, is it about the timing for the tax, or that the tax in itself, irrespective of the timing, is not right?
I think that I want to say is that globally there is inflation everywhere, and we have it hits different countries according to their magnitude. But for Nigerians, we're expressing there's a lot of hardship in the country, and imposing further tax is going to do a lot of disservice to Nigeria. Mind you, we are already paying tax on telecom. If you do a transfer from your bank, you are subcharged. If you do the one you call tax, stamp duty, and all that. What other transactions you do electronically or through e-commerce, you pay. So we're already paying. Okay, we're already paying. But what we're saying is that we need to really see what they are doing with our taxes to appreciate the fact that we need to pay more. Okay, so if the federal government, and thank God that they are displayed as is not aware, come up now to begin to impose tax on Nigeria. Come on, there should be empathy in leadership. We're already facing hard times and all that. So Nigerians we should be able to appreciate what we paid. But for now, they should have everything because Nigerians are going through hell at the moment.
All right, now let's come to you, Mr. Amon. Now, for the communications minister to say he is not aware of that planned imposition of the 5% excise duty on his own area. Now, this is his own area. Doesn't it show that there's something wrong in that agreement in the first place?
Well, I just want to sound a little bit political to answer this. You know, we are in a very funny country whereby money we lost in the ministry, they will say snakes swallow money, tortoise go with money, fire burns money, and all that. So the minister coming up to say that he's not aware of, you know, imposition of additional 5% of tax in his ministry. It's not new, but the joy in it is that he has come on air to say that that is not correct. So let's take him by his word. What any other thing can happen in this country until when we strengthen all the parastatals and the ministry we have in Nigeria.
All right, so you agree that, just like you said, that it is wrong for him not to be. I mean, I wonder why anyone would take a decision in a ministry that there is someone standing in, there is a boss in that ministry, and a decision is going to be reached without his notice. Well, just like you said, anything can happen in a country like this. Well, let's just leave it at that. Let's just move to our next story, and that's from Enugu State. It's hilarious, it's very serious at the same time. Traditional religious practitioners drag CAC to court for refusal to register association. Now, the Traditional Religious Practitioners Association, TRPA, in Nigeria has dragged the Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, to the Federal High Court in Enugu for the Commission's refusal to register the traditional worshippers as a religious body, such as the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, and the Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs. In its online application for the registration to the CAC in June 2022, the Traditional Religious Practitioners Association, led by Dibia Chukuma Ezeronye and 2 others as the trustees, requested for the TRPA to be registered as a corporate entity for the promotion of their faith. But the CAC, in its reply to the application, turned down the request for registration. The Commission, in its reply to the TRPA on July 11, 2022, said the CAC regrets to inform you that it was unable to approve any of the names submitted for approval. Name not registrable as their forms of worship and practices are not publicly available. In the application to the court in suit, through their counsel, OBK Odo Esquire, the traditional religious worshippers contend that the denial for registration, the CAC has discriminated against the plaintiffs on the ground of their religious worship, contrary to the provision of Section 42 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Other religious groups have been incorporated by the defendants but chose to deny us just because we are traditional worshippers. There is no other way to convince the defendants to go ahead and incorporate us as the board of trustees to the association except by the intervention of this court. Well, this is somewhat funny, but I would like to look at the reply of the Corporate Affairs Commission that they are turning down the application on the basis that the mode of worship is not publicly known. So what's your take on that?
Well, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm yet to see the full prayer. However, the Constitution guarantees the freedom of worship, guarantee the freedom of association. And we have seen it recently where the Supreme Court also ruled that schools in Lagos can wear a particular religious outfit, confirming what the constitution says. Already, they already have legislation, or they have the full backing of the law to practice their faith. Okay, so if they apply to CSC for registration, please CSC should register. You can worship whatever you believe in. Okay, you can worship whatever you believe, whether you are Christian, you're Muslim, you are Hindu, you don't believe in whatever you believe in. Please, it's a fundamental right. It's there in the constitution. But I think that at the end of the day, Nigeria is evolving. We are seeing inclusion. We are seeing what's it called? We are seeing tolerance. We are seeing the participation of virtually every segment of society in politics. Okay, so the traditional rulers and all the traditional worship, whatever. Although they are classified, we don't really know where they are, whether they are deviants or not. But I think that they have a right to practice their faith, and they also have a right to register and be recognized. We've seen some other esoteric organizations in Nigeria that are also granted that recognition by Corporate Affairs Commission. So they shouldn't be an exception. They have a right to worship their faith.
Now, when you talk about inclusion, you also remember that currently there are a whole lot of forms you get to fill, and when they ask you for religion, there's no such provision as traditional religion.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a misnomer. That's why we're evolving. Okay? I've seen forms when you have dealings abroad, they begin to ask you for what's your sex. Are you male, female, transgender? But you get what I'm saying? So it's evolving. It's who you are that people take you for. Is whatever you practice. You know, the religion that you practice. That you are recognized. As time goes on, I'm telling you that we will no longer be seeing color for place of origin. You begin to see religion. Religion might go beyond Christianity, might go beyond Islam, and there will be others that will come. So today we now see we saw a lawyer who dressed traditionally, you know, to address high court judge and to address the court. So we're evolving. If we say indeed we are practicing this and it's there in the constitution, they are already testing the law. So that's why I said, we are seeing that in
inclusion.
Yes, in inclusion, we are seeing that diversity. You know, we are seeing all that to be able to, you know, maintain that stakeholder policy. Though they may not have been there before, like I said, Nigeria is evolving. We are seeing what is even happening in the policy. Prior to this time, we beg people to go and get their voters card. But you can see the level of awareness created by the desire for Nigerians to make a change and all that. So we're already getting there.
All right. Thank you very much. Amo, let's come to you. Now, given this now, do you think the narrative is going to change anytime soon? Just like he has said that there's going to be a change very soon, that Nigeria is already evolving. Do you think we are going to get to that point? Because, okay, just take a look at the political scene, like he did mention. The argument has been between Christianity and Islamic religion. There's not been any provision for the traditional religious practitioners to come out and say, oh, we also want a stake in this thing. So do you think we are going to get to that point where they will actually be absorbed openly?
Well, that's a welcome development. The application for the registration of a traditional worshipper is an eye-opener. You know, there are so many sections of the constitution in Nigeria that has not been practicing. So, you know, people activating for a certain set of people to dress in a certain manner to attend school. So what stop other people to dress the way they like or the way they believe on and to appear? That we are now, you know, interpreting the tune of the Constitution.
All right, thank you very much. Let's just move away from that and let's look back again at the issue with respect to public relations, that now that we have Lawrence here with us in the studio. Okay, we're looking at this case, articles exclusive interview, Ruben Abati's rebuter. Now, yesterday, Ruben Abati, who is a an Arise TV anchor, did react to Governor Nyesom Wike's comments about his interview with former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Now, he said it's a tragedy for the PDP that the party has been reduced to the level of tantrums. Just tell us that Reuben Abati was right in his program yesterday with the way he went about it, looking at professionalism.
Well,